Today I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about colored pencils and how to use them more effectively. So a lot of you might have Crayola brand colored pencils at home. They come in a good array of colors and they're pretty cheap, especially back to school time. You can get them on sale and get a good deal. My favorite colored pencils are Prismacolor colored pencils. The reason that they are more expensive and the reason that I like them more is they're softer. I know some of you guys, we talked about them a little bit already in 2D foundations, but they are really blendable and waxy, so they just feel different on the paper than cheaper brands like Crayola. The other thing to think about is your paper. So they make paper for colored pencils. It has a little bit of a texture, or a tooth is what that's called. And one thing you want to look at when you're buying paper is obviously how big it is, but then the weight. So this says 100 pounds. This bigger sheet that I have is 153 pounds. So the higher the pound, the thicker the paper is going to be. So it's just a little bit nicer. And you want paper with a tooth. This is Strathmore is a really expensive paper that is good for pastels and oil pastels, and colored pencils. But you can really see that there is a texture that's going to show through, which sometimes might not be what you want for colored pencils, but it holds more pigment and wax. And then I like drawing on gray or black paper with colored pencils. So this has some other color options in it too, which is kind of nice. The other thing you're gonna want, an eraser and a handheld sharpener. If you guys are sharpening your colored pencils in an electric sharpener, then it's gonna eat them really fast and they're gonna die. And it can also kill the sharpener because the waxy buildup gets in there. So sharpen them by hand and you should be ready to start. Okay, so I laid out some boxes to do different techniques in, and I labeled them so you guys can remember what they're called. The first and most important technique is called burnishing. I also laid out Crayola brand colored pencils and then Prismacolor on this side. So I'll show you guys the difference between those. But for now, I'm just gonna stick with Crayola because I feel like maybe more of you guys will have these at home. And I wanna show you that they can work, just fine. So I'm gonna start by layering in some red. And burnishing is just really like layering until you get a waxy surface. So I'm not pushing super hard right now. I want to kind of push lightly. And what I'm going to do is, my camera is shaking badly. I'm going to meet them in the middle and start to blend a new color. So one of the tricks of using colored pencils and using them well, instead of using straight out of the box colors, is you can blend and layer them into each other and get some really nice technique. Get some really nice new colors. Words are hard today. I'm struggling. Okay, so you guys get the point. You can really see that it's starting to build up and get brighter in there. The more I layer, then the brighter it's gonna get. I'm gonna show you guys if I push hard, like over here, I'm pushing a lot harder, I can fill the paper up a lot faster. The problem with doing that from the get-go is you can't shade or mix new colors once the paper is full. So you kind of want to be careful when you do that. So that is burnished with itself on this side. Now I'm going to show you guys burnishing with white. You can mix and blend with white and see what happens. So it's almost full, so it's not really changing the color that much, but it is going to make a tint of your color and make it a little bit lighter. And then finally, Prismacolor makes a colorless blender, which is just wax, and that will fill the tooth as well. I sharpened this with a cheap sharpener and it like shattered the wood, so beware. So it's filling it in and making it waxy, but I don't really love how it changes the color. So yeah, that is burnishing. Hatching is where you make lines. Instead of just flat shading like this, you can shade and fill something in by using lines. You can make longer lines for hatching or shorter lines. And this is where you're gonna start getting into fur texture, hair texture, or just creating visual interest on your own on purpose through line making. So again, you can layer colors together this way and it can look really nice. Your darker color is gonna stand out more obviously than your lighter colors, but with colored pencil, it is kind of smart to start with your lights and then build up to your darks, because once your darks are in there, you can't really get rid of them. So yeah, that's a pro tip for you as well. Okay, so that's hatching, and you don't have to curve. They can just be straight lines. It can be whatever you want them to be. Cross hatching is just like hatching, but I'm gonna go back in and cross back over it, and it's gonna build more texture, more layering. It's gonna make your values darker. So you can shade a whole face this way. You can shade, you know, big areas, a sphere with hatching. I'm just gonna keep layering colors together to kind of reinforce the fact that it's fun and it can look cool. Scumbling is scribble drawing, which is kind of fun too. So you can shade a whole area with this chaotic, squiggly pattern. And if you want something to look kind of irregular, it's a good way to do it. Instead of just flat shading, it kind of gets rid of your lines. I'm kind of leaving gaps on purpose here to make a texture, but you can do it really lightly and fill in a whole space, and it just doesn't have any directional lines from your hand. It'll look smoother than if you're shading with lines, but it does take longer. It's gonna take a little bit longer than if you were just flat shading. This one I'm gonna keep it more chaotic. It's kind of fun like that. Okay, that's scumbling. Layering to mix, we kind of already did it with our burnishing, but you're just mixing a new color. I'm gonna try to make kind of an orangey red color by layering my colors together and just building up slowly. That's the key. Remember, if you layer really dark at once, it's gonna be burnished and you're not gonna be able to fit more colored pencil on the paper. It won't take anymore. Yikes, sorry, my camera holder is very shaky. So you guys get the point, just creating new colors. One thing to mention, instead of using black to shade when you're adding in shadows into your colors, you can use like a deep color like purple or blue or dark green instead of black, and it'll kind of add richness to your drawing. It's kind of a fun thing. When I paint and draw, I try not to use straight black that much. And then stippling is shading with dots. So you can do an entire portrait or still life and shade using dots. Or you can just do this in one small area and it looks cool. You'll drive someone next to you crazy because it's noisy. I'm not stabbing like crazy because if you push really hard or you drop your colored pencils, the inside can shatter. And then every time you sharpen it, the lead will fall out and it will be garbage. So be nice to your supplies and try not to like drop them and throw them around. Okay, so that is stippling. And again, you can shade like an entire, you know, art piece that way. So those are some really easy techniques for you guys to try out. I will show you real fast with the Prismacolor. Maybe just like really fast, I'll burnish. They're just slightly richer. They're a little bit smoother. They're a little bit nicer. The colors kind of pop a little bit more, but they're similar. It's not like a crazy difference. If you do get them, look for them to go on sale on Amazon. You can get really good deals, or if you hate Amazon, then Blick online. You can get sweet deals sometimes online through Blick. Blick is awesome and they're local. So again, just kind of filling it until it's full. I'll show you guys the Colorless Blender on this side again. And then white Prismacolor in the middle. And it's gonna be a lot brighter than the Crayola, excuse me, because it's just layery. It's more layery because of the wax. So it shows up a little bit more of a tint. And then you can kind of work back in, but it's pretty much full at this point. It's not gonna accept a whole lot more color unless you scrape it off with a razor blade, which is not easy to do. And we're not gonna learn about that. Okay, that is it for now.